Hey YouTube, David, Richter Scale Studios. Welcome to part 4 on Hoffman's Avatar of Amalgamation. As you can see, we got a base layout. It's very temporary still. Nothing's glued down. I wanted to show you one thing we're running into. This will be part 4. Will be the base basically. Well, that was kind of cute. Okay, so there is the model primed, ready to be painted, and procrastinating on that because I don't want to screw them up. But that's the original base right there, stained. I used liquid nails, and it actually penetrated the wood. I went in with some nice sandpaper and sanded it down just smooth. I mean, you can't feel anything there, but it somehow you almost can feel like the stain there kind of opened, kind of feels tacky. I mean, the rest of the thing is dry. But and I tried to be careful with it, and I used a brush to clean it off, so it wasn't even there. But I mean, there wasn't a lot on there, so I took sandpaper to it, and it really screwed it up. So on version 2, I'm going to save this and see if I can prime it and paint it black and use it some other future project. So I kind of like the style of it. Whoa, okay, that is very unstable. That's not glued or anything yet. So I used wood glue very carefully on it, and as you can see, the squares are all kind of nicely sitting there. This was, I can take this apart now. Let me get in closer too. Hold on one second. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, we're back. Also, I want to show you on this, I have some tile right in there. Let me get this zoomed in. And can we? There we go. So we have some nice little, looks like old tile from a ruined temple or some kind of structure. I originally, let's see how I pull this back out now. You can see this floor tile. These are like, I think 89 cents at Home Depot. And you can probably notice these were from like old schools or some kind of old cafeteria tile or something like that. I was going to use these for a modular board for Malifaux, but because they're 1 foot by 1 foot, so 9 of these you got a Malifaux board, but they're very fragile. If you try to flex it, it'll snap, which is okay. I mean, for terrain it's good, but not for a base for a modular board. So I took some to the scroll saw, set it at a 1/2 inch, and made 1/2 inch strips to just carefully, kids at home, you have your parents help you with this, carefully cut these little squares. And I can show you that right here. So I made a bunch of them. I probably cut about, maybe 30-40 of them. So we got 16 there. So basically that's a 2 inch by 2 inch layout. Or a little over because there's gaps. And then I can take all this down now. I'll take all the... And those are Hearst Art mold pieces. You see the plaster? Those are done with tough stone. It's a dental plaster with reinforced with some kind of fiber. So I'm going to go and clean up those fiber pieces. And you saw... I showed you in a previous video, one of the sniper ones, I used a rasp attachment to my rotary tool or Dremel, and this was MDF, about a 1/4 inch, and then we have probably about a 1/2 inch of a cork trivet, maybe 3/8, and I got a nice little blend of them together and kind of got the rain ruts I was talking about, and just give it a kind of a nice cool look. And then I'm going to probably put in some sand right here. But right now, I'm going to go and hit this with some Minwax, really dark wood. They'll be basically this color again. And I am going to stain the bottom too to give it, a nice finished look. Then we'll be masking all this off, probably to like do a little silly putty or blue tack or something like that. I'm going to give it a little wavy appearance and have this all protected, and then we'll go in here and maybe do some sand to fill in this gap and glue and maybe just give it some more texture. Start gluing these pieces on top, and then start airbrushing. So this will be all protected, nice, like that dark walnut or whatever it is, finish, and then this will be kind of an airbrush blend into like a uneven join. So this part will be basically dedicated to get this base ready to go. And then I'm still screwing around with the Herstart pieces. I think that's what you saw be kind of mainly what we're going to go with. We'll start gluing those together and go from there. As usual, thank you for joining me. We'll see you in a second. Yeah, in the next section, right? This will be part 4. We'll be basically getting the base done. Thanks. Hey YouTube, we are back. I'm trying to put these features together. One thing I noticed about these Herstart bricks, as there, you know, there's 6 sides. 6 sides. One side is blank because that is part of the that's the part that sticks out of the mold. So I have my Dremel with a what is that, an engraving bit or something like that. But as you can see, gotta be very careful about this. I did do some practice pieces, and I'm just gonna take this. Be very, very careful. Trying to work away from my fingers. There. So I don't know if you can see that there you can see the texture now. So it kind of all matches. So I've been taking these larger pieces, what I'm going to use for the that archway that's going to be have to work on that one too. Well, the archway I think should be okay because it's we don't need the top textured very much. But see, it has a matching texture on the side. Then we have the brickwork with it. And I think we'll be okay, but just for giggles, we can make it all kind of match. What I'm noticing is just kind of go in with these little dots, some deeper, some shallower. Then start drawing. Not drawing, but just like pull some of them apart. You don't want to look like the moon. So there we go. Looks like it's a little bit better. And while we're here, we can clean up these edges from the mold. And I can see, like, here I've done some, already did some of the texturing work. So that's done what I'm doing next to my finger, because this will just go right through the skin. And we got a little mold line there. Nice. So I just wanted to show that real quick as we're doing this, and then I'm going to start gluing this together. This one feature piece. I think that'll be good. Well, that's a good height on it. It'll be about as high as the model. And I'm just going to throw some glue on it right now, and then we'll be back. Thanks. Okay, I'm back again. I'm going to attempt. I just noticed there's these are it's a double brick mold, so I'm just going to try to. Not try to chip it too much. Let's see if I can get in there with the Dremel now. So I think that's passable. A little piece there I don't like. There. So now we got the separated bricks now. Nice. I just kind of noticed that last minute, and I just want to, it'll bug me if I saw it on the model. Thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you in a second. Okay, we are back. I stained the base. Got a nice finish to it now. It's still a little tacky, but we can still work with it since we're, I don't know how much we have time, but not too much. So I'm trying to figure a way of doing this. I think I'm going to have it like sit on it diagonally and then have this go over the back like that. I think that'll look cool. I think that'll look really good. I'm going to make sure his tail doesn't get in the way, but we can always adjust him a little bit, or I think that'll work too. Maybe we'll have him go forward and then have that as a diagonal. I wonder if we can run those diagonally too. That'd be kind of neat. I'll be back. I'm going to lay this out real quick and we'll show it to you. Okay, we are back real quick. I had to get that back in frame. I think that's how we'll go, diagonally like that, so it just gives it a little more interest to the base. And then he'll sit on basically the front third. Or maybe you can put him like that. I'll move this. We might have to change some stuff up first. I'm going to have to glue all this down, then drill a position for him. Then I'm going to put some tufts in and maybe some couple little root pieces under the tufts coming out just to give it interest to the base. So I think we're good. I'm going to glue all this down and then we'll go from there. So what do I need for glue? I need glue. Let's grab these little cheap plastic brushes. Get some tacky glue. And let's go from there. And what we're going to do after that, I think we're going to do a little bit of sand work on it too. We'll fill in areas. With the sand. And I am not going to bore you watching me glue all these down. That's going to be tedious. I want to try to get these lined up correctly. And I will see you in a second. Well, we're getting close to the end. Got everything kind of glued down. Kind of breaking some pieces up and then carefully taking the Dremel and kind of weathering the edges, I guess. And then I can take this little crappy brush, and it's going to be thrown away obviously after this. It is hammered already. And get a nice piece in there. I want to put nice wide gaps to give it interest. And I think that's almost done. I think we might do another small piece. Oh, and this part right here, we're going to get some more sand under there. Maybe another small piece of tile too. Let's see if I can. I got these little side snippers to kind of really help with this, and use my little crappy brush. Maybe just kind of, this might make it easier just to do this. Go in there because this is going to dry before we put the sand in. And I need some fresh glue. This stuff hardens real quickly. I really like this tacky PVA compared to like Elmer's or something like that. But I still do use Elmer's. I buy the for bigger pieces. And then we can put this in here and there. Then we're later on, we'll let this set and dry. I might put a small piece in here too. Because I want to put like some tufts of just, looks like it's overgrown. So little areas for tufts to go in. Maybe there, or maybe we can see if we can break this one off. I really like this little side clipper. It's perfect for these things, these little 1/2 inch. Just add some interest on this side too. Yeah, I don't know if I want to see. He's going to be coming off the edge here. Let's put a tuft there. See if we can do this. That was probably stupid putting all that glue right there, but let's kind of lay it down. Let's put this piece kind of hang off the edge a little bit. It'll be kind of cool looking. We'll get some sand underneath it to reinforce it. And let's see. See if we can get that to stay there too. This might be a bad idea after transporting, but we're going to reinforce this and give it a layer of PVA on top. There. So you can show it to you. Nice. Let's get we'll do a tuft over there too. And while we're here, I want to get some, maybe a little bit of glue. It's not catching. It's kind of a weird edge on here, and I don't got bubbles coming out of this thing. Put some glue like that, and see if we can just. There we go. Kind of just reinforce this. I drilled a paper clip into the bottom and super glued it into the plaster itself. And then drilled a probably 3/8 of an inch in, and so it's got a good anchor point, so it's not going to have any shearing force to take it off. That's the only thing I was worrying about. So we're going to probably flood this with glue, and then do some fine grained sand. I got some stuff from we'll use some Santa Cruz beach sand. I went there one time with a Tupperware tub and grabbed a good size, not that much of it, but just enough to make it interesting to use in terrain pieces. So we'll be back, let this dry, and then go from there. Thanks. Okay, I am back real quick. I mounted him down. I think this is going to work. I might have to move him a little bit. He got his wing against that wall, but that's okay. And I can see where I'm going to put other pieces. I can put maybe a single brick there. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Might just do that right now. Get it out of the way. And I could have sand and stuff around it. Or I can probably break it up too. Or maybe. Yeah, that looked kind of cool. See if he comes out okay. Nice. What I'll probably do is put some paper clips in those pilot holes to keep those separate, and then when we do the flooding and sand, we can pull those out real quick with a pair of needle nose pliers, because this little PVA glue is not going to kill them. And we can re-drill them anyways, but we'll keep markers for them. So let's do this one more time. Hole there. I don't know if I should move that hole up a little bit like that. I might change it like that. I think I like that better. And let's see. That wing against that wall, I don't want to damage the model in case I take them off here and want to play them. Oh yeah, that's nicer. And the wing clears the, yeah, that's better. And he's kind of, I like how that is. That's very good. You can still glue a little piece here. Let's see. And let's see if we can just do that with super. No, I'm not going to do super glue. Let's just do a nice little even coat on here. Doing that on there, just nice thin coat. And then I'll plop it on right here. Let's try to make it interesting. And that's it. So we'll be back. Let me spin it around for you. Got like some nice height on it. And we're going to go from there. As usual, well, thank you for joining me. We're keeping this part going. I hope I don't drag this out too long. I know my videos are long, but I'm kind of doing this real time. So hopefully maybe you're doing your own hobby or doing some mundane thing. You can listen to me work and hopefully get some ideas from me. As usual, thank you. Bye. Okay, we're back. Got this stained. This is the new base, obviously. And I got maybe 10 coats of Rattle Can. I don't know what brand it is, but it's a crystal clear gloss varnish. I ran it to probably 75% to the top. And then I'm going to mask all that off and let it cure overnight. And this will be the front of the base. I think I showed you guys earlier how he's going to set. Let's see. And I got to lay some, I'm going to do the sand on it tomorrow. So I'll be able to mask all this off. And it's already pretty dry to the touch, but I do not want to start screwing out with PVA and sand. I want to be able to silly putty it. Or probably saran wrap it and silly putty it and get that little edge I want. Then we'll be able to airbrush the base. I'm going to have to lay some sand on it in the morning, let it cure for a little bit, and go from there. I kind of dig the way, I thought the base was going to be too big at first and then maybe too small, but I really think it turned out nicely because the miniature dominates the base. The base doesn't engulf him at all. And it doesn't seem sillily small or anything like that. So I think it's going to work out okay the way it's set up. But I still got to paint the thing. And for some reason I'm procrastinating laying paint on this guy. I know after you use this reading over Angel Heraldez's book, I got a bunch of Vallejo liquid mask. I think that's going to be my friend because I'm going to lay mostly that it's going to be an antique gold not NMM on him, and I keep looking at him right now and just trying to imagine how I'm going to lay the paint and airbrush it, and then I got to paint Mr. Hoffman himself and then mask him off. I don't know if I should mask him now or paint him now and then start doing the NMM, and then I can do the leather straps, all that. I'm not worried about laying dark color. But I got to lay some white on him and flesh colors. And it is a difficult undertaking to do this with an airbrush. Especially, I should have maybe left the wings off. But I think liquid mask and a little bit of some other masking film I have. I'll show that when we get to it. So we will leave this at this part right now because I think these videos are getting way too long. But thank you for joining me, and then we'll come back and start part 5. There'll be more work on the base and maybe laying some paint on him. So as usual, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in part 5.